to the latest episode of the Lisa Pezik Show. Today, I want to talk to you about a limiting belief that held me back as a speaker, that held me back as a writer, that held me back as a mom, a friend, a wife, a theme that played on repeat and loop in my head that I had to work really hard to overcome. And I bet that this is not just a theme that plays in my head. Women on my podcast here listening to me. I was 12 years old, huddled with the rotary phone in my hand, calling home. Mom, I want to come home. You see, I was at the school dance and Corey B was there. He was athletic. He had chiclet white teeth. He was the most popular, handsome kid in class. And me, with my last name being Sebulak with a C, I sat in class next to Corey B. Now, I knew he wasn't going to ask me to slow dance. I wasn't thin like Karen and blonde like Mary. I was thicker and taller and wider. But I had this idea that when the fast music stopped and the slow song came on, if I was on the dance floor next to him and I bumped into him, he turned around, our eyes met, he would have no choice but to ask me to slow dance. When the song ended, it wasn't slow that came on next. I heard that do you know the song? House of Pains Jump Around. I knew every single word to that song. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. Right? I was singing that and rapping that, and I felt like I was 100 feet in the air jumping up and down. Corey B, I completely forgot about him until I heard, free Willy, get off the dance floor. Get off the dance floor. She's going to crush us. The fat whale is going to crush us. Jason G was pointing at me. Everybody was turning. Everybody was laughing at me. My mom came and she picked me up right away, and I didn't tell her what happened. I didn't tell anyone what happened. I started not raising my hand in class. I started not answering. I didn't want to make any friends. I started eating more and more and more. And I was sitting on the couch watching Melrose Place, eating ice cream with my mom, when I saw an infomercial for Billy Blank's Tybo. And the women on the infomercial didn't look like the women that I had went and bought fitness magazines and lifestyle magazines and fashion magazines and ripped out the pictures of those thin models and put them on my wall. They didn't look like that. And I said, Mom, will you buy that for me? And she did. I wore out that VHS tape so bad that she bought me buns of steel, thighs of steel, abs of steel, The Firm, Billy Blank's Tybo. And that summer became a new routine for me. I would wake up, I would bike, I would swim, I would run, I would stack up 5 VHS tapes. I would work out, I would lift weights, I would eat as little as possible, and I would rinse and repeat. And the thinner and thinner that I got, the more praise that I got from home. As I was working out more and more, though, I realized that with my newfound muscles, I was able to spike a volleyball harder, grab the rebounds of basketball more than anybody else. And when I pitched that softball, they used to say, oh no, there's the fast one. It got me making varsity teams as a freshman. Going from taking a group fitness class in my early adulthood to being the teacher. ICU nurse to director of care. Business strategist, speaker, best-selling author. I learned how to take up space. And the thing that I was so ashamed of, this vehicle that I kept trying to make smaller and smaller and smaller, the thing I was so ashamed of was actually my superpower. And I wonder if you have that same kind of thought, that you're not enough, that you're not worthy, that you're never going to be as thin or popular or fun, that you're never going to be chosen by someone to deem you worthy and popular and cool and pretty and smart, necessary, needed, essential. Your worth tied up in the success of your launch or your business. I had to really sit with that story and sit with those thoughts, especially when, have you ever felt that, right? You're like in your joy, in your glory, in your moment. And somebody rips you right out of it. Somebody says, sit back down, simmer back down, know your place. That happens when you put yourself out there. And you do have to develop this thick skin. That's what I learned. This bulletproof, thick skin. And what helped me do that is what I want to teach you today. And it's in the habits that I built that allowed me to shed that shame, take up more space, use my voice, help other people use their voices, and be the role model that I always knew I would be as a mom. The first is creativity. Sometimes we create things that are amazing, and sometimes we create things that really suck. And the things that really suck prevent us from getting back at it again. I know Brene Brown in writing, she calls it the SFD when you write, the shitty first draft. I love that, because the first time you write, the first time you go live, the first time you give a speech, the first course you create, it may not be the winner. And if you get that feedback that it didn't go the way you planned, that's when you're at that crossroad. You're at that crossroad to go, taking that feedback, using what you want of it, letting go of what you don't want of it. And you either go and you make it better and you stay in the game and you relaunch, or you say, forget it. It's all true. My worst fears came true. I'm dumb. I'm not necessary. I'm stupid. I should have never done this. I'm making a fool of myself. Who do I think I am? You can go down that path, or you can go down the, damn, I did that. I put it out there. I had the courage and the guts to go. Do I have the courage and the guts to continue? There has been so much criticism of me on the internet, on TV, when I used to go on TV. I've always been bigger. That's just my makeup. In order for me to be thin and little, I have to starve myself, and I don't want to do that. So there is, because that ain't living to me. So I know there's always going to be somebody who comments on my size, on my weight, on my appearance, on my clothing. You're one of two things. You're either the creative person or you're the criticizer. You're the critic. You're the creator or you're the critic. Who do you think gets farther in life, the creator or the critic? Always commentating on other people. Are they in the game doing it? They're not. So I always put my butt in the creator seat, even when I'm my own internal critic. Sometimes I look at pictures of myself or videos or playback and go, oh my God. And then I gotta check myself. You're being a critic right now. You're not being a creator, and the world needs you as a creator. The next then is the habit, though, of energy. I don't give a crap what you look like. If you've got energy that I want to be around, you've got creative, giving, loving, passionate energy that lets me know that you give a crap about what you're doing as a mom, in your business, as a speaker, in your job, whatever role that you have. We want to be around people with energy, right? It's like that contagious. Energy is contagious. People either suck it from you or they give it to you. You are either the one that's draining people or giving it to people. And one of the number one reasons why people love doing business or listening to me speak or getting around me is because of my energy. I'm an energy giver. But in order to be that, I got to take care of myself. Meaning that when I look at my business plan, exercise is a part of that. When I look at my speaker prep, meditation, exercise, hydration, proper nutrition is a part of my business plan. It's not I hope I can get to that and I have time. It is written in as a necessary to do, just like writing my blog posts, doing these podcasts, going live on social media, launching programs, running ads, doing client work and client calls. It's a necessary thing for me to keep my health in check. I know Bo Eason, my mentor, always talks about what's going to be that thing that's going to take you out. Like, you build this lifestyle, you build this business. What's going to be the thing that's going to rip it out from you and take it all away? And let's set a plan for that. And for me, it's my energy, because I know that I go so hard all the time that rest and recovery as well had to be built in. First, I had to build in the working out and the nutrition and that for myself. Then I had to go a layer deeper and go rest and recovery. That is part of my business plan. And I want you to start thinking about those routines and that question that Bo asked me. I give him all the credit. I didn't come up with this. That same question, what's going to take you out? And do you have a plan around that? And is it that internal critic that's going to take you out? Is it those strong emotions that are going to take you out? Then what's going to be the antidote to that? Is it meditation? Is it sleep? Do you need help? Do you need an expert? Do you need to hire somebody? Do you need to call somebody? You need to talk it out. You need to get a therapist. Like, what is it? Set a plan around that. Because the longer that we stew in those thoughts, those habits, those routines, those actions that are going to take us out, we're not creating, we're not serving, we're not contributing. And when you create and you serve and you contribute, the money comes because you're having good energy, you've got productive outputs, and it's all created. So step one, I want you to check what's going on between those ears. What stories come up for you? The way you talk to yourself every day and how that impacts the outputs and the productivity that you have. Step two, I want you to check if you're a creator or a critic. And if you're a critic, what do you need to do to flip yourself out of that? Step three, I want you to check your energy. You're an energy sucker or you're an energy giver. And if you're like me and you're an energy giver, rest and recovery better be built in, because you know you're like me and you go hard. but that has a cap. So check in that energy and what needs to happen there. And number 4, I just want to end with worthiness and belief in yourself. I don't like the word inspired action because I want to take the inspired off that, because I don't really feel like we wait for the inspiration to hit and then we take the action. I feel like we take the action, we learn from that, whether it went amazing, that feels good, we want to keep doing that, or big flop, big miss, didn't go to plan. What do I learn from that? Pick myself back up, dust myself off, and keep back at it. And I survived going, oh my God, my friend Susan, who I'm doing a challenge with right now, a 7-day free online challenge about anxiety and stress and overwhelm right now. She was sharing on one of our videos and content that, and this is again, Susan Gibson, so not mine to share, to take credit for, not mine to take credit for, her worst nightmare of forgetting her words when she's speaking and forgetting where she's at happened. She survived. She started teaching something that was not, she thought it was the right thing to be teaching and she wasn't teaching the right thing. But the workshop presenter or event coordinator didn't stop her because the audience was so engaged in what she was saying. It was such good content, with such good energy. So the worst thing happened and she survived. Use that as belief and proof and worth that even if the worst thing happens to you, you will survive. So take that action, and the inspiration comes next. Instead of letting the critic win. Internal critic, outside critic. Right? Letting the Jason G's of the world win. Who knows why he did what he did? Who knows why kids do? Well, we know why people bully and why they do what they do. But that forgiveness, because hurt people hurt people. Always remember that. And if you're your own internal criticizer, you're hurt and you've got some work to do. I did. That's how I met Susan. She's a healer. I went to her to get over past traumas and things that I had in my life that I couldn't let go of. People that I could not forgive because I was holding on to that and it was doing me no good. It was weighing me down. So it's okay if you're like, I don't know how to get through this. I don't know how to deal with this emotion. I don't know how to let go. I don't know how to stop being a criticizer. I don't know how to get over that fear of failure. Help. That's why help is on the way. And it's me as well. That's what I love to do. I was explaining the other day to someone, I'm like the soul of your business. My husband's like the grounding and the root with the technology and the systems. And like, I got you, we're going to get it all done. It's going to be done with excellence. It's going to be done well. It's going to be created right. I'm like the soul of your business, the fire starter. Finding your voice, finding your message, finding that true worth if you forgot, finding that power if you forgot, finding that why and that necessity in case you forgot. That's how we like to take people through course creation, funnel creation, membership creation. So I hope you will reach out, lisa@lisapezik.com, if you want to build something now in this time when you want to flip from a criticizer to a creator. If you want to go at it at your own pace, DIY, look on my website under Work With Me, DIY. There's an online and 9 course. There's a Burn to Rise course. There are cheap and cheerful online courses there for you to do it yourself. Remember, action, then the inspiration comes. So honored that we're here. So honored that we're still doing this together. I do not take any single person for granted. When I look in and I see how many people are downloading and listening to this podcast whether it's one or whether it's 1,000, I say thank you. I love you. I'm so glad we're here. And I don't take that for granted at all. This moment that we share where I am creating and giving, and you're taking that in so you can go do something with it. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time on the Lisa Pezik Show.